The novel, The Prince and the Pauper, chapter 18, The Prince with the Tramps. The Prince with the Tramps. Now we already know the story. The prince, the real prince, is now living with tramps. Tramps means some social outcasts, thieves, beggars, unlawful people. They are the tramps. The prince with the tramps. This is the page. Right? The troop of vagabonds. Vagabond means tramps, thieves, beggars, unlawful people. Better write unlawful people. The troops of vagabonds turned out at early dawn, began at early dawn, early morning. At early dawn means early morning. Now they are in the forest. They must come out of the forest to start their day's work and set forward on their march. Began their work on their march. Started on their march. On their march means walk. There was a lowering sky overhead. Lowering sky, cloudy sky. The sky is cloudy. Sloppy ground, muddy ground. Sloppy means muddy. Learn the words. Muddy ground underfoot. And a winter chill in the air. There is little bit of chill, coldness. Chill means coldness in the air. Or gaiety, happy look. Gaiety means happy mood was gone from the company, from the people. Company means here people. And they were sullen, somewhat sullen, angry and silent. Sullen means angry, silent. Some were irritable, not peaceful. Irritable means not peaceful, and petulant, bad-tempered. Petulant means bad-tempered. None were gentle-humored. No one had a good mood. They were all thirsty. They are full of thirsty. Full of thirst. They need water. Now, the roofler. The roofler is the gang leader. The roofler is the gang leader. You know it now. Thieves leader. Put Jack. Now, Jack means the name given to the prince by John Canty. The roofler put Jack in Hugo's charge. Now, you know Hugo is also a thief. Now, under Hugo's authority, charge means authority, the prince is put by the leader with some brief instructions. brief instructions, and commanded John Canty to keep away from him and let him alone. Right. Now, John Canty is commanded not to meddle with the prince and ask him to keep away from the prince. That is Ruthless order. Now, Ruthless is somewhat protective here about the prince. Right. He also warned Hugo. Uh, not to be too rough, too rough, too bad. Now, this leader orders Hugo not to be too bad with this little boy, to be somewhat sympathetic. This is the Ruthless role. He tries to protect the prince from Hugo and John Canty, who are wise, bad characters. After a while, the weather grew mild, the clouds lifted somewhat, the troops ceased to shiver. The troops stopped. Cease means stopped shivering. And their spirits began to improve. Their mood, spirit means mood, that unhappy, angry mood, it disappears and happy mood returns. Right? They grew more and more cheerful and finally began to chaff. Chaff means joke or tease. Joke each other. Chaff each other. And insult, sometimes to blame. Insult means blame the passengers, people on the road. Now you can see these vagabonds. These trams are a nuisance or trouble to the ordinary people. They hurt them, they insult them. Sometimes they say dull jokes to these innocent people on the road. Now Prince happens to experience all these things. As king of future England. By and by, they invaded a small farmhouse. Now, the tramp comes to a farmhouse. Invaded. They entered the house forcibly. Invaded. Entered forcibly without permission. A small farmhouse. It's a small farmhouse. And made themselves at home. They took it as their home. Made themselves at home means took it as their home. While the trembling farmer and his people swept the larder. Now farmer and his family prepared the larder. Prepared the larder means that food. Prepared the larder or the kitchen to furnish. Larder clean, the kitchen clean to furnish. Furnish means cook or prepare a breakfast for them. They chucked the housewife. They teased or touched or they teased the housewife and her daughters under the chin, like this, right? Receiving the food from their hands and made coarse jokes. Sometimes they made very rough, ugly jokes, bad jokes. Coarse jokes, bad jokes about them, accompanied with about them. They threw bones and vegetables at the farmers. Now, right? They threw bones and vegetables. They hit the farmer's sons with bones and vegetables, as a game. Kept them dodging all the time, hitting. Dodging means uh, hurting, dodging, hurting all the time. And applauded. They clapped, they laughed. Applauded means they clapped and laughed uproariously, greatly, victoriously, when a good hit was made, when they hit the farmer's son to the point, to the target. They ended their breakfast by putting some butter on the head of one of the daughters, one of the farmer's daughters, who resented, resented means who disliked some of their familiarity, some of their friendliness. This is their immoral behavior. You know, they have no manners, they are uncivilized, they do not respect ordinary people, they hurt them. Now, the prince experiences all these unlawful things committed by these tramps. When they took their leave, they threatened to come back. They threatened to return and burn the farmhouse. Now, they threatened the farm family. If you report this to the king, now king is already with them. If you report this to the king, we will burn your house. Set fire. Burn means burn the house over the heads of the family, the farmer. They threatened the farmer not to report this event to the king. If you do so, in that case, we'll burn your house. Authorities means the king and all other people, law authorities. Now, this is how tramps live. The prince notices, experiences all of them. Right. Now, let's see what happens next. About noon, after finishing this forced breakfast, now they began their day's work. What do? About noon, after long and weary walking. Tramp means here walking. Walkers. Tramps. Weary means tiresome. After some tiresome walking, the gang came to a halt, a stop. Halt means stop. Behind a hedge, behind a small plants and trees. Hedge means a stretch of plants and trees, bushes of the outskirts. Outskirts means the margin. The margin of a considerable village, somewhat big village. Considerable village means somewhat big village. An hour after, an hour was allowed. Now all tramps are allowed given 1 hour for resting. Then the crew, crew means group, separated themselves abroad, here and there, to enter the village at different points, different places, to ply their various trades, to begin. Ply means to start their various jobs. Trades means jobs. Jack was sent with Hugo. Now Jack, our friend, the prince, is with Hugo. Now Hugo has to look after the prince, according to the ruthless command order. They wandered hither and thither. They wandered here and there for some time. Wandered means walked. They wandered. They moved, walked here and there. Hither and thither means here and there for some time. You go watching for opportunities to do a stroke of business. Stroke of business means some business, some work, or stealing, right? Or begging. That is what they have to do. One job is to steal, the other job is to beg. Now there is a situation. And situation. The situation takes place. You can write down the situation because it is questioned at the examination. The situation takes place when Hugo and the prince are on begging tour. Begging. I see not to steal here. Now Hugo says, I see nothing to steal. There is nothing to steal. It is a paltry place. Simple, useless. Paltry means useless place. Wherefore we'll beg. Now actually they were looking for something to steal, nothing. Therefore Hugo decides to do some begging. If there is no stealing, there is begging. If there is no begging, there is stealing. That is their job. But the prince does not like these unlawful activities because he is king of England. He does not support these things. The prince says, we, who are we? Forsooth, really, follow thy trade. Actually, you follow your job. It befits thee. It is good for you. It matches you. Befit means match. It's good for you. But I will not beg. No, I don't beg. I am not a beggar. Now the prince rejects Hugo's suggestion of begging. Thou will not beg? You are not going to beg? Thou. Thou means you will. Thou'lt not beg? You will not beg? Exclaimed, shouted Hugo, eyeing the king with surprise. Looking at the king. Eyeing means looking at the king with some surprise. Prithee, okay, please. Since when hast thou reformed? Reform means change. Since when have you changed? Right? What does thou mean? What do you mean? Then Hugo says, mean? Hast thou not begged the streets of London all thy life? Have you not been begging in the streets of London all of your life? Have you not been a beggar? I, me, no, thou idiot, no, you fool, I am not a beggar. I am king. I am the king. Right? Spare thy compliments. Leave your, spare means leave your boastings, compliments. Compliments means the phrases like this, thou idiot. Thy stock will last longer. Your people. Now here stock means your people will live longer. Thy father says, your father, it means John Canty, thou hast begged all thy days. You have begged all your days in the street. Mayhap, sometimes he lied. Peradventure, perhaps. Mayhap, perhaps, peradventure, they are all similar in meaning. Mayhap, perhaps. Peradventure. You will even make so bold. You are even so brave. Bold means brave. To say he lied, that your father lied. Scoffed, joked, or laughed, joked Hugo. Him? You call my father? No, he is not my father. Yes, he lied. He is a liar. Hugo replied with temper, with some patience. Temper means patience. Ah. Now Hugo says, now Haki, listen. Listen what I say. Hmm? Right? Listen. Now Haki. Right? Haki means listen. Now Haki, mate. Mate means friend. Now Haki, friend. You will not beg. Okay, you are not going to beg. You will not rob. You are not going to rob. So be it. That is it. But I will tell you. I am going to tell you what you will do, what you have to do. You will play decoy. Play decoy means act, false acting. You will have to do some false acting. While I beg, when I am begging, you have to support me by false acting. Hmm. While I beg, refuse. If you refuse and you think, hmm, do you think you may venture? You can take this risk. Venture means do something difficult, challenging. Venture. Hmm. Venture. You, you are doing something challenging or difficult. Venture. I venture uh, to pass my exam like this. The king was about to reply contemptuously, angrily. Contemptuously, the king uh, tries to give some angry reply answer when Hugo said something interrupting. Hugo said something troubling him. Right. Now Hugo is going to use the prince in begging, but prince does not like this begging because you know and we know the prince is uh, not unlawful character. He respects law. He respects law. But he has no option now. He is under Hugo's authority. Now Hugo describes. Now it's a new situation. What is this new situation? Right? The situation takes place. Write down. The situation takes place when Hugo and the prince, when Hugo plans, begging. Okay, now let's read it. Peace, silent, Hugo orders. Stop. Here comes one with a kind face. Here comes a man with kind face. Ah, there is a kind-faced man. We can cheat him. We can beg him some money. Now, will I fall down? I will fall down in a fit. In a fit. You know fit. Unconsciously. Now I will fall down unconsciously and begin to shake violently. When the stranger runs to me, when that man, that kind-faced man comes to me, set you up a whale, began, begin, set you up a whale means begin a whale means cry, set you up, you begin to cry, and fall upon your knees, kneel down, fall upon your knees, kneel down, seem into weep, kneel down, crying, weep means crying, lament, weep, then cry out, cry loudly, as if like all the devils of misery, all miserable things, all the devils of misery means all unhappy things were in your belly, were in your belly means with you, and say, speak these words, oh sir. Now Hugo instructs the prince how to decoy, how to cheat the other person with these words. Oh sir, it is my poor afflicted brother. This is my Sick brother. Afflicted means, this is my sick brother. And we were friendless. We be. Be means were or are. You can use any according to context. We are friendless. We have no friends. Or God's name. In the God's name. Cast through your merciful. Cast. Cast means give or throw. Give us through your merciful eyes. Through your merciful eyes, kind eyes, one pitiful look. Look at us. Look at us. Cast means a pitiful, sorrowful look upon a sick, forsaken, abandoned, and most miserable wretch. Wretch means unhappy, miserable person. I am unhappy, miserable beggar. Please look at me. Bestow, give one little penny. Give us one little penny. Penny is some kind of money. Penny. Give us some money or rupee or dollar or something like that, or yen or ruble or anything. Give us some money, else shall you rue it. Now, prince, you have to speak these words. If you not, you will rue it. You will have to suffer. Now, Hugo threatens the prince. If you do not speak these words, what are the words? Out of thy riches upon, right? Little penny out of thy riches upon one smitten of God. I am the one beaten. Smitten means beaten by God and ready to perish, ready to die. Right. Now these are the words the prince has to speak. If the prince does not speak these words, Hugo says, mind you, remember, keep you on wailing, keep on crying, weeping. Wailing means, and abate not. Don't stop. Don't stop. Abate not till we bilk him of his money. Cheat. Take. Bilk means until we take some money, his penny. Else shall you rue it. You will suffer from this. Hugo threatens. Now, this is the way of begging. Now, Hugo is a master of arranging, master planner of arranging begging business, begging activity. The prince has no experiences regarding begging, regarding begging. But Hugo is a practical beggar in this matter. Now, what will happen next? Then immediately Hugo began to mourn, mourn means weep, and groan. Groan means to express rough sounds. Groan, roll his eyes, turn his eyes, reel, turn and totter about, jump about here and there like a pig. When the stranger was close at hand, when that strange man comes closer. Down he sprawled, he went down, fell down, sprawled, down he sprawled means fell down and stretched before him, light before him, with a shriek, with a sharp noise, shriek means sharp noise, and began to writhe and wallow. Writhe and wallow means turn in the dirt, in the mud. See means agony, in pain. Now Hugo is acting well. Hugo is acting well. Now he's acting as if he's in a fit. He's in a fit. Actually, this is only acting, pretending to be fit. Hugo is well prepared for it, talented. Now he says, oh dear, Hugo speaks. Hugo speaks to the stranger. Uh, then stranger says, oh dear, cried the benevolent stranger. Benevolent. Benevolent means good, good-hearted, kind-hearted man. Oh, poor soul, oh, poor man, how doth suffer, how he suffers. There, let me help you. Now, the strange man is well cheated by Hugo. This man takes Hugo's acting as realistic. So much so, Hugo's acting is quite good. Now Hugo speaks. Oh noble sir, forbear, stop. God love you. Hmm. God love you for a princely gentleman because you are a royal, good gentleman. But it gives me cruel pain. If you touch me, it gives me a bad pain, serious pain. Cruel means to touch me. Don't touch me. If you touch me, it is painful to me. When I am taken so, when I am in this fit, when I am in this. Now, you know, when a person is in a fit, he cannot speak, right? When a person is in a fit, he cannot speak, he or she cannot speak, but Hugo speaks. This man uh, is cheated by this false acting. He is not logical, this man. My brother, there will. Now Hugo says, there is my brother. He will tell you, worship, my Lord, how I am wrecked, how I am attacked or afflicted, how I suffer with anguish. Anguish means pain, Anguish. How I suffer from this pain when these fits are upon me. When I am in a fit, I suffer from great pain, my dear Lord. My brother will explain it. Now, my brother means the prince. Now, the prince has to speak those words. The prince has to speak these words, right? That Hugo already explained, uh, instructed. Okay. Uh, a penny, dear sir, a penny. Give me some money to buy little food, then leaves me to my sorrows. Let me enjoy my sorrows. Now Hugo begs money. Give me a penny, give me a penny. Right. Now the prince has to speak, but he does not speak those words. Instead, he says, I am not his brother, said the king, interrupting, troubling. No, 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 I am not his brother. What? Not his brother? The strange man questions. No, you are not his brother? Oh, hear him. Now Hugo is somewhat angry. Hugo says, go on, Hugo. Then privately ground his teeth. Ground his teeth means he expressed he was very angry, very angry. Hmm. Oh, he denies his own brother. He rejects, denies means he rejects. Uh, he says no to his own brother, and he with one foot in the grave, his brother with one foot in the grave. One foot in the grave means with death in hand. Death in hand. I am about to die, and this brother rejects me as his brother. Oh, now Hugo is very angry because the prince does not act as he is ordered. The prince does not act as he is ordered. But the strange man, he is affected by this scene. He says, boy, the strange man says, boy, thou art indeed hard of heart. You are very hard-hearted. You are very hard-hearted. If this is thy brother, if this is your brother, you are very hard-hearted fellow, unkind brother. For shame, for shame. And he is scarce able to, you see, hardly. Scarce means hard, hardly. He cannot hardly, scarce. To move, hand or foot. You see, your brother cannot move hand or foot. He is not thy brother. If he is not your brother, who is he? Who is he? Who is this brother? Hmm? Who is this man? The stranger questions. Then the prince tells the truth. The prince speaks the truth. He says, a beggar and a thief. He is not my brother. He is a beggar. He is a thief. Right. Now, Hugo is in great trouble. Hugo is in great trouble. Now, people will come to know he is not in real fit. He is not also an ordinary boy. He is also a beggar. Now, the prince explains, he has got your money. He took your money as well as picked your pockets likewise. He has pickpocketed you. Pickpocket. He is a pickpocket and he has taken your pocket. You see. Now the stranger checks for his pocket and pocket is gone. Hugo is a master thief, pickpocketer. Then the prince further says, and you would do some healing miracle. Healing wonder. Miracle means you would do some healing, curing wonder. Lay thy staff. Keep your walking staff. Stick. Staff means stick over his shoulders, over the sick man's shoulders, and trust providence, trust God for the rest. God will do the rest. Now the man understands he has been duly cheated by Hugo. But Hugo did not tarry, did not wait for the miracle, the wonder. In a moment, he was up and off like the winds. He got up and off like the wind, went away, ran away like the wind. The gentleman, good person, stranger, following after. He follows Hugo, raising hue and cry, great noise, hue and cry, thief, 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 hue and cry, catch him, lustily, greatly as he went. The king breathed in a deep gratitude, the king giving a deep thanks to heaven, God, heaven means God, for his own release, for his own freedom, fled in the opposite direction. The prince also fled, escaped the opposite direction. Now, this is what prince has been expecting to escape from Hugo. Actually, he does it, right? He does it. Now, prince is free again. He runs away. He runs away. Okay. We write down up to that place. He runs away. Now, prince is free again. Prince is free again from the tramps. But we'll see what will happen next. Okay. Write down chapter 18, the prince with the tramps. Write down. In the chapter 18, another day of prince's life with the tramps. Another day of prince's life with the tramps. Prince's life with the tramps is depicted by the writer. Now the prince, now the prince is a new member. Now the prince is a new member to these unlawful people, and under the authority of AUTHORIT, under the authority of the gang leader, the ruler, RUFFLER, the gang leader, the ruler. The gang leader, the ruler. The prince has a great opportunity. The prince has a great opportunity to experience the unlawful behaviors, to experience the unlawful behaviors of these social outcasts, OUTCASTS, outcasts. And this experience will help him. This experience will help him to find a better life, or to make a better life for all people of England. For all people of England. He already knows that. He already knows that these people have been thrown into the street, as a result of his father's bad ruling. As a result of his father's bad ruling. Full stop. Next paragraph. The thief Hugo, the thief Hugo is commanded by the ruler. The thief Hugo is commanded by the ruler to keep the prince, to keep the prince under his authority and he tries and he tries he tries to use the prince, he tries to use the prince in begging or stealing. Begging or stealing. Begging or stealing. But the prince, as King of England, but the prince as a King of England does not support does not support Hugo's Hugo's unlawful activities. Hugo's unlawful activities. Hugo's unlawful activities. Unlawful activities. When Hugo steals money, when Hugo steals money from a man on the street, from a man on the street, the prince, the prince tells the people, the prince tells the people that Hugo is not, Hugo is not, Hugo is not An innocent person, an innocent person, but a thief, but a thief. But a thief. Hugo escapes. Hugo escapes when this truth is out. Hugo escapes when this truth is out. And the prince uses this opportunity. And the prince uses this opportunity for his own freedom and escape. For his own freedom and escape from the tramps. From the tramps. Okay. That's all about for today's discussion. We'll discuss the next part of chapter in our next session.